So I'm currently inside the abandoned church of Wharram Percy. Let's give you a little tour. The abandoned medieval village of Wharram Percy. So this is St Martin's Church. Obviously that's a new door, and I think through there they've put a new roof on it as well. So this is one of the most thoroughly studied parish churches in England, with its connections to the abandonment. Well, they say it was abandonment, but it was a mix between abandonment and actually forcibly removed, because the landowner that owned a lot of this land sold it on because he changed from growing grain and cereals into sheep instead. Sheep was a more lucrative money earner. So I think it was in the 1600s that the last people was removed from here and the houses were knocked down. So that's what I'm saying about the roof. It looks quite modern. They've actually used one of the old graves here for the wall. Here lieth the body of Anne, the daughter of Wharram Percy. I don't know if I'm saying that correct. He was buried March 29th, 1687. So I don't know. I know that there's a plaque outside that says that when they dug the graveyard up, there was actually a grave, and the skull had a hole in the top. And from the study that they did, they realised that it actually been hit on the head with a blunt instrument, and then a surgeon had tried to fix it. And from what they could gather, he did actually fix it, and the patient survived. You can see the graves through there. A little view from the window. It is mentioned in the Domesday Book, this village. Up the top there was where some of the buildings were. I'm going to show you. There's nothing left of them now. Like I say, they were knocked down for the cattle and so on. But let's have a look at the graves, and I'll show you some of the village out there. It's worth actually mentioning though that in the 50s and the 60s, this was the whole area was excavated, see if they could find anything, because it is one of the best medieval villages in the country that's been abandoned the way it has. Let's give you a little last view of inside here. Let's get out here now. So as you can see, some of the graves are still here, but apparently some of these are actually the ones that the local village have used in the 1800s, so they're not all medieval. Let's give you a little view from up here. Some big tombs though. There's one over there that's actually got a gate round it. See if we can see any information on that in a moment. Let's have a last little look at this. It's worth mentioning as well that there is actually history around here. Like I say, they did the excavation of Saxons, Romans. It's like 3,000 years of history. And it's worth mentioning as well, there's actually, for people who don't know, there's actually over 3,000 deserted medieval villages in the country. Let's see if we can, like I say, oh yeah, there we go, so that explains what I was saying there. So that's from 1804, 1827. Some of them are destroyed like that, you can't tell what that is. I don't think you can actually tell what this one is. There doesn't look like there's any markings on it. Well, there is actually at that end. Let's have a look. I don't think you're going to be able to pick that up on the camera, I don't think I can read it myself. Oh, there's a bit there that says 1869, so that's obviously a more modern one as well. It'd be a nice little village this when it was first about. A lot of cows and grazing animals up there now. A little bench here you can sit on. Look out over the water, a big pond, big river, whatever it is. So for anybody who is interested in coming here, Wharram Percy is called. Where you park, you have to walk down to here. It's not like right next to the road or anything like that. It's about, I think it's 3/4 of a mile of walk and through fields and so on. So make sure you put your proper shoes on. So what I'll do is in a minute I'll get up to the top and show you where the old houses would have been. You can see where it's all bumpy, where the bricks must have been just left, or stone. They would have used stone, wouldn't they? So as you can see with the shape of the landscape, it's all like bumpy and things like that. And you can see through some of the bits is that bits of stone left. So this would have been where the original houses were. The church is just past that modern building there. You can see all the way down. I think there's actually a plaque there that shows you where they would have been, so I'll show you that in a minute. So you can see there all the old houses would have been. That's where I am stood at the minute. Church, and a row of them all across the top here. And as I say, they were all kicked out and knocked down to make way for the farming of the sheep. So that's the plaque that I was just at down there then, showing the outline of the buildings. I've just come to the top and you can see here the remnants of a manor house that they discovered in 1955. You can see the outline of it. There's one there as well. And then you can just see in the landscape how bumpy and stuff it is, that there must still be brickwork and stonework underneath there.